Hey, I'm Shepherd.
And there's Charlie, the cutest doggy ever. Yeah, you're the cutest doggy, Charlie. You're worried about Grandma?
So this is what I was working below yesterday. It doesn't look like it's leaking water, but what I did see when I was down below there is that it's letting air into the building right here along this edge. Potentially rodents or other animals as well. Let the landlord know about that, see if they can seal it off the rest of the way. The other thing I wanted to take a look at, this air conditioner right here, RTU7, was dripping. This is the condensate line. The air conditioners essentially create water or pull water out of the atmosphere, and it collects in a pan right here and then comes through the condensate line to the drain over there. That's a whole separate story. But it was dripping out of the unit itself right here. You can see the fresh algae that was growing and then leaking into the building. Who knows exactly where, but this whole area had a huge puddle. It could have been coming just through any sort of micro hole anywhere else. So the roof needs to be patched. HVAC needs to come out and figure out why the condensate is not exiting through the line, if the tray is leaking, or perhaps the line is partially clogged. And the other problem over here, you can see all the muck I pulled away the other day. Somebody had been out here to pull muck away, and they moved the copper drip lines out of their way while they were doing so and didn't put them back. So you can see a little bit of water here. Maybe I can get it to drain even better. But this is what I wanted to see, is if this had entirely dried up. It hasn't entirely dried, even though I put them back. So that probably ought to be addressed. Maybe I can get that over the drain a little bit better so that none of it runs back onto the roof. All right, I got that cleaned up. So hopefully now whatever condensate comes out will go down the drain instead of running out onto the roof. So if I come up here again tomorrow, it should be completely dry. There's not really much coming out of this. It's only 8 in the morning right now, but during the day it'll actually be pouring water out in a constant flow. And that's why it had this huge lake. This whole area was standing water, which is no good because a roof is, well, you'd think of it as something that's waterproof, but it's more like water resistant, and water sits on it long enough and eventually it degrades and it'll find its way in. So that is leak avoided. We'll ask property management to get these piles of garbage off the roof and go from there.
Oh, yeah.